Hello and welcome to GuyLogic. My name is Temco and this is the sale gems for the Steam Summer Sale of 2016, where we take a look at 10 or so games what we feel really deserve a bit of your attention. We have a wide range of games, from those a couple of dollars in to those not as cheap, ranging from platformers to puzzle games to story-based driven games, all the way up to shooters. So take a look and you can see all the descriptions, all the links for all the titles in the description below. So strap in, and here in no particular order, our picks for the Steam Summer Sale of 2016. Coming in straight out the gate is Space Pirates and Zombies. Now with Space Pirates and Zombies 2 just coming into early access, there couldn't be a better time for Space Pirates and Zombies 1 to showlight and highlight its own strengths and power. The games aren't completely similar, but the core gameplay of building a ship, expanding on it, and shooting other dudes in space is still 100% there. Now what is Space Pirates and Zombies? And don't take a look at the title, it's a bit weird. It's basically a game where you have a ship and you fight other ships in space in a very tight controlled, very cool space combat. You can build a fleet with other ships and you can control these ships to fight other enemies. It's a 2D top-down game where you gather scrap, have to build your ship, get better ships, upgrade that entire thing, and save the galaxy from invading aliens. High speed, high octane, very challenging gameplay, and a really good action game. And it's a steal at the price it is currently, and you might get set up for Space Pirates and Zombies 2, which is not as discounted and is still in early access, so you might have to wait on that a little bit. But in the meantime, you can enjoy Space Pirates and Zombies as it is right now. Next up is To the Moon, a little sort of 2D story-driven non-combat game about two scientists who have a very weird job, and that is letting people experience their greatest dream or their last dream on their deathbed just before they pass, and by traveling through their memories and doing the thing they are. Now this is a 3 to 4 hour title coming at an extremely bargain price, and it's really hard for me to talk about this title without spoiling it. Much like Firewatch or Undertale, there are some titles that you just have to experience to understand why they are so very good. And $1.50 and over 21,000 positive user reviews, there is very little reason not to take a look at this 3 to 4 hour experience about figuring out why this old man on his dying breath wants to go to the moon. Check it out. Riding this train of feelings into the next title, This War of Mine. You are a band of survivors and you have to survive in a war-torn country. This game is not happy. The survivors get sick, they will die, you'll have to scavenge for resources, have to fight off looters. You may have to decide whether or not you want to help a woman being murdered or you want to steal her stuff while she gets killed. This game really does a great job of showcasing the horrors of war, not as a soldier, but as a pitiful civilian trying to live when they have ravaged everything. We've spoken about this game in a previous Steam sale video, and there's no reason not to recommend it again at this very large discount, so check it out, This War of Mine. A game that isn't discounted as heavily and is not an older title at all is Rainbow Six Siege, a full multiplayer team versus team action shooter game. It takes the formula of the old Rainbow Six titles, the originals, and applies that formula to a multiplayer game of shooting the opponents. It's about objectives, it's about reinforcing, it's about destructible terrain. It's phenomenal in every sense of the word, and is a true Tom Clancy Rainbow Six title. The game is not heavily discounted, but there is a very vibrant online community, a very strong competitive scene, as well as a very strong casual scene, providing you always have games in all situations. Frequent updates and balanced patches to the game are provided by a developer, so by no means is this game a dead title. There's a ton of content, ton of replayability, and if you like tactical shooters, this game definitely deserves your attention. One Finger Death Punch is a weird title. It's about fighting a bunch of stick figure enemies in a 2D style with very stylized graphics and very fluid and very simple controls. It's a short game, it's a simple game, but it's a very challenging and very satisfying title. At a low price, if you just want to smash some face in with some cool animations, amazingly tight gameplay, awesome challenges, One Finger Death Punch is a title to take a look at, relish, and enjoy for quite a few hours. Coming up is Don't Starve Together. Now with the smashing success of Don't Starve's single player variant, the developers have decided to launch a multiplayer variant. The Don't Starve title is about you trying to survive in a hostile world with a very unique art style and very cool survival mechanics. Build your base, survive against various types of enemies, explore the land, scavenge, find resources, build your farm, harvest bees, climb trees, burn down forests. You can do all of this in Don't Starve, and with Don't Starve together, that gameplay is lifted in a multiplayer form. It is very well done, the netcode is extremely good, so if you liked Don't Starve, or if you're thinking that you might like Don't Starve when playing with friends, this is a title to take a look at for sure. In keeping with the dark and brooding is Batman Arkham City. The direct sequel to Arkham Asylum, this game takes the gameplay elements of the claustrophobic asylum and brings them into the city. Not exactly open world, it still provides a large sprawling area with the very characteristic Arkham combat system. Cool stories, cool characters, and more Batman in a very well fleshed out game. If you liked Arkham Asylum, or if you're interested in some of the Arkham games, Arkham City Game of the Year Edition is definitely worth your attention. Bioshock Infinite takes away from the dark and brooding and brings you to colorful and insane. In the third installment of the Bioshock series and also the final installment, it is now discounted 75%, bringing it down to low price of €7.50 or your regional equivalent. If you don't know Bioshock, well, welcome from under that amazingly comfortable rock. It is a shooter game where you are exploring a very interesting and convoluted story with lots of twists and turns that will keep you engaged for hours on end. This is the base game without any of the DLC. Those are also discounted, though not as heavily, so you might want to keep that in mind when picking up this title, or you might want to wait for the Game of the Year edition. But even so, Bioshock Infinite is one of the best acclaimed games of the last couple of years, and it does definitely deserve that title on the throne. Even when some of the DLC content isn't as highly discounted, it's still worth a look at for sure. Keeping in with the insane, we go back to the dark and brooding with Darkest Dungeon, featuring a very unique art style. This roguelite puts you and your team of party members into various dungeons to unlock the big mansion and take control of this little town. The Cthulhu-esque horror, with an amazing narrator, some very intense gameplay, very tense choices, and a continuous delivery of some of the most amazing twists and turns, bring this game straight up to the top of the pile for any type of roguelite. Having run a very successful early access period, the game is chock full of very large amounts of content, keeping you engaged for many hours on end. With tons of replay value, with a variety of characters and classes, this game keeps on delivering. Now the discount isn't as high as one might like, with only at 40%, but because Darkest Dungeon is such a well-made title, I still felt it should deserve some attention during this Steam sale. Rounding off this list is Door Kickers, a 2D top-down, real-time strategy game where you take control of a SWAT team and try to complete a variety of missions, with added mod support and a bunch of different ways of playing the game, from planning to aggressive gameplay styles to even non-lethal modes. This game has a ton of replay value and a ton of replayability, as well as a ton of depth and strategy content for your enjoyment. If you like the kind of strategic shooter / strategy games that these kind of games offer, then Door Kickers is the creme de la creme of these titles. And discounted at 85%, just under €3, it's a steal for that kind of price. And with that comes an end to our list of sale gems for the summer sale of Steam 2016. Obviously, these are only a few games that we feel deserve your attention out of like 8,000 and some games currently on sale on the Steam store. You can check out your own preferences, obviously, through the Steam store and whatever they recommend. You can sort on highest rated, you can sort on maximum price. There's a ton of things you can do to check out which kind of games are your kind of content, but we felt these 10 deserved a little bit of attention and a spot in the light for this particular Steam sale. We always try not to redo games we've previously recommended in previous sales gems, but some notable titles such as Dishonored are no less recommended because we've previously mentioned them in a different Steam sale. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, press that like button below. If you didn't like this video, well, there's a dislike button for exactly that purpose. And leave a comment. Tell us what you like, tell us what we can do better. We want to hear back from all of you. And if you want to see more content like this or other review content on the channel, just press that subscribe button down below and we will deliver. And until then, I wish you a good day, and until next time, right here on GuyLogic.